kind of inflamed and just plain tired? If that sounds familiar, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down 5 life-changing shifts to help reverse insulin resistance. This isn't just theory, it's based on a real story of transformation, starting from the absolute bottom.
And this is where that story begins, at a real low point. It's one thing to feel physically out of shape, but to feel mentally obese, that's a whole other level. It's such a raw, honest way to put it, and it really sets the stage for the incredible change that's about to happen.
And the results? Just look at this. The change is absolutely stunning. We're talking about going from 34% body fat all the way down to single digits, losing 80 pounds, reversing high blood pressure, inflammation, the whole deal. But you know what's really mind-blowing? He's kept it off and maintained this for 18 years. That's not a diet. That's a transformation.
So this entire journey, this total health reclamation, it really started from a place of deep frustration. A frustration with the kind of conventional medical advice that just wasn't getting to the root of the problem.
And a huge part of that frustration was this feeling, maybe you felt it too, the feeling of being gaslit by your doctor. Where you explain your symptoms and they just look at you and offer a prescription instead of digging deeper to find the why. It's incredibly disheartening.
Okay, so let's get right into the strategy. Shift number 1, and this might be the most important one of all. Stop snacking. It sounds so simple, but it turns out grazing all day is the number 1 driver of high insulin, and insulin is the hormone at the very center of this whole metabolic puzzle.
And here's why it's so destructive. Think about it. Every single bite of food you take, even a handful of healthy almonds, spikes your insulin. Most people are doing this over 17 times a day. That constant drip of insulin teaches your body to only burn sugar for fuel. It never, ever gets a chance to flip the switch and start burning its own body fat. Your metabolism is just constantly on, with no time to rest and repair.
Now, of course, not all food is created equal when it comes to insulin. As you can see here, carbs cause a huge spike, protein causes a moderate one, and fat barely moves the needle. So what's the big takeaway? To get insulin under control, you want to build your meals around protein and healthy fats, and try to keep your carbs under about 100 grams a day.
All right, so you've got the what down. Now let's talk about the when. This is where shifts 2 and 3 come in, and they're all about mastering your timing, because it turns out when you eat is just as critical as what you're eating.
Shift number 2 is so simple, but the effect is profound. Just stop eating at least 3 hours before you go to bed. That's it. No more late-night dinners, no more snacking in front of the TV.
So why is this little rule such a game changer? Well, your body is wired to the sun, and after sunset, your ability to handle sugar, your insulin sensitivity, can plummet by up to 50%. So when you eat late, that food hits your system so much harder. But even worse, it shuts off your body's production of growth hormone. That's your number 1 fat-burning and anti-aging hormone, and it's supposed to be working for you all night long while you sleep.
And here's shift number 3, another super simple habit with a massive payoff. All you have to do is take a simple 10 to 20-minute walk after each meal. I want you to think of your muscles as a glucose sponge. When you go for a walk right after eating, you're literally forcing the sugar from that meal directly into your muscles to be used as fuel, and you're doing it without needing a big insulin surge. This one trick can lower the glucose hit from your meal by a whopping 30%. What does that mean for you? No more post-meal energy crashes. It's amazing. Okay, so once you've got those first 3 habits really locked in, it's time to level up. Shifts 4 and 5 are the more advanced tools. These are your weekly resets for building some serious metabolic flexibility. Shift number 4 is to do a 24-hour water-only fast once a week. Now, I know fasting can sound intimidating, but think of this as a hard reset button for your entire system. It's the one time all week where your insulin levels can truly bottom out and let your body heal.
One of the incredible things that happens when you fast is a process called autophagy. The best way to think about it is like Pac-Man. You've literally got these little Pac-Man inside your cells going around gobbling up junk, cleaning out old broken parts, and repairing your mitochondria. Those are your little cellular battery packs. It's your body's deep cleaning cycle.
And hey, remember that all-important growth hormone? Well, fasting puts it into overdrive. A 24-hour fast can boost growth hormone by a staggering 2,000% in men and 1,300% in women. I mean, those numbers are they're astronomical. It's an insane boost to your body's natural fat-burning engine.
All right, here we are, the final piece of the puzzle, intensity.
Shift number 5 is to sprint twice a week. This is hands down one of the fastest, most potent ways to make your body more sensitive to insulin again.
And the best part? You don't need to spend hours at the gym. We're talking about just a few rounds of a 20-second all-out sprint. That tiny burst of effort can raise your growth hormone by 450%, tell your body to build brand new battery packs, and it specifically targets that dangerous visceral fat that's wrapped around your organs.
So, the key is putting this all together into a plan you can actually follow. Here it is. The most important thing is to do it in order. Start with number 1, stop snacking. Once that feels easy, add number 2, then 3. Build the habits one on top of the other. This is how you systematically rebuild your metabolism from the ground up.
Now, let's just zoom out for a second, because this is about more than just a list of things to do. It's about a fundamental shift in philosophy. The goal isn't really to lose weight. The goal is to get healthy first. This quote right here says it all. We have it completely backwards most of the time. We think if we can just force the weight off, we'll get healthy. But the truth is, lasting, sustainable weight loss is a side effect of getting healthy. When you fix your hormones, when you reduce inflammation, the weight just naturally comes off.
And this really reframes the whole situation. That extra weight you might be carrying, that's not the problem. It's the symptom. The real problem is the chronic inflammation, the hormonal chaos going on underneath. And that is exactly what these 5 shifts are designed to fix at the root.
So what's the big idea to walk away with? It's this. Your metabolism isn't broken. It's not a lost cause. It's just out of sync. Its timing is off, but it can be fixed. And these shifts are the tools to do it. So the only real question left is, are you ready to fix its timing?